All right, guys, welcome to the office. I'm having storage issues, so you won't be able to see me in this part of the video, but I have a search in the MLS. No, you don't have access to this. I only have pending and solds going back 6 months. We have 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, anywhere going between 0 to 1,500 square foot. Just for now, we've got none of these auction or short sales or anything special where you just pay cash and not get to inspect the home. Single family residence is what we're looking at right now. It's a great indicator of appreciation, since there's a lot of inflation from homeowners association in most cases, or regulation from just regular condominiums. So here we go. We have zero flood zone, and I'm gonna start with a square footage. A non-flooded zone, not flood zone, is gonna take everything on the beach. So I'm just gonna start with a really high square footage of $500 a square foot, just to see what do we see in the United States that's populated in that area. So as you can see, it's gonna be very few homes that are extremely expensive like that. In that regard, some of them are in Orlando, but just a few of them. We've got, I don't have access to Miami, so that's probably why nothing's populating on that area, just so you know. But I do have access to all of this area. And as you can see, even Sarasota has some pretty good areas to buy. But again, now we're looking at $1 million homes, $900,000 homes, $850,000 homes for these. That's insane, when you think about it. But anyways, not to get too deviated here, because now I'm opening things in Sarasota where that's not a market. Or I was just curious, what the heck is this? So it's something that came with 3 lots. All right, got it. So you do have a nice market here in the Tampa area, but just so you know, this is also very expensive to get into. So if you have an opportunity, buy. The same thing with the Dunedin market area. And then as you can see, we have a very small Gulfport area, Pasadena sticking around, the historical Kenwood area, and then all of this historic Northern Greater Lawn, Magnolia Heights, Allendale. So we were just in Distant Heights, okay? We just left this community and it's starting to pick up a lot. So let's sort of hyper focus now on my area, and I'm gonna open it up like this, and I'm gonna start dropping that square footage number, and now I'm going to bring it down to 400. And at 400, we're gonna start seeing the good areas where you should potentially consider investing your money. I am going to tell you right now that, as I've mentioned before, the resale value of these areas right here, is going to be anywhere higher, anywhere between 375 to 425. Okay, in some cases you will see 450s. All right, so you have the Dunedin area again popping up, populating. So this area is good if you can find it, but they're very scarce, and the sellers on these communities, they want a lot of money for their homes. So if you can find them, it's a good thing. But like, look, if you find it here in Wilcox on this area, it's not the same as if you're in this area. So unfortunately, one street difference can mean a whole world difference here in Pinellas County. That being said, I'm going to hyper focus now on the vicinity that I've been looking at. This is where we're kind of focusing our clients' money, purchasing mostly on the historical Kenwood, North Kenwood area. So you can see them coming up right there. All of this Dr. Martin Luther King, near Magnolia Heights, Allendale, the Azalea home area. All of this is going to be golden. And if I actually go back 365 days, because we have had pretty slow economy because of the elections and 2 hurricanes, these numbers are going to be a little difficult to comprehend for a lot of people that don't live in the community, that are not here locally, that don't see what's the daily life here in Pinellas County. But here you go. These are the best areas for you to buy and resell real estate. Okay, so in the Pinellas County. So, and this is where we're just at. I'm just gonna give you a brief overview, just quick, let you know. Hard to find properties on these areas. If you find them, buy them, but they're very hard to come by. Same with this, and they're very expensive, so when they come out, they're very good. And we're starting to dabble into new communities, which are the Distant Heights area. So I have homes for 430. I'm not really interested in those $430,000 homes. Obviously it shouldn't be a remodel home. Now this is from 2024. It's not terrible. In fact, it does have some pretty good remodels and a pool. So it's still, it's, so here's the thing. I just said I'm not interested in this $430,000 home, but it is a $420 square foot resale. So this is an excellent number, especially, but that is a pool home. Okay, so you have to have a pool in that case to compete. But now I'm looking at the 517, 503, 545 on this case. So this is what I've been telling you guys all the time is, if we find these homes that we can add square footage to and finish off at 1,300 square foot, this thing was on the market on February for 7 days, and it sold for $420 a square foot for $545,000. Now, it's a fully remodel area house with a nice terrazzo floor that people have seemed to be found love. It didn't have an updated bathroom. I'm trying to see if it has a very nice pool, because the pool here right now is adding maybe $50,000 to $70,000. So that's gonna be one of the biggest reasons why it's sold so high. Meaning that a resale value of this house without a pool could be somewhere around $485,000. So as I mentioned, guys, I think I've said that on the video, this is not necessarily to me my highest resale neighborhood, this Distant Heights area, but still pretty good and very interesting. So this one is at $430,000. So like these houses right next to this one, that's what you're looking at. That's what you should aspire to be remodeling. Nice, decent. I'm curious to see if it has a pool. Yes, it does. So for the sake of this video, because we're considering not building a pool, and again it's 50, 60, 70,000, I'm gonna go ahead and take out pool homes, and we can talk about these areas in the future together, but that was just not where I was at that moment. But I do have more videos coming up to you guys about these areas, especially when it comes to new build and new construction. But that being said, if I hyper focus on this small community and I actually bring this number down to 370, which I believe is the actual closest resale value of these homes, and just get rid of these. All right, so there you go. All of these houses, even the ones at 375, should be a resale value of higher than 375. Okay, so all of these homes that are remodel are selling for that much. Okay, so there's another one, remodel, 389. 2-2 remodel, 390. Okay, I mean, do I need to say more? Pending here, so let's just focus on a different one. This one sold for 370, a 2-1. 370. Remember, 370 to me is the full remodel. So this wasn't fully remodel, most likely had a major lot, so maybe a double lot is what that is. But as I mentioned, everything is hovering around that 370 mark, 370, 400 to 450, depending on how well remodeled that is. So if I said, Luis, let's just focus on the 480, like the $500,000 plus properties, how many do we have? 7 of them. So 7 homes here in this market that went pending or sold on that number of both the 500K mark, and no pool. Remember, guys, no pool. So this one is 1490. All right, 32. I'm sure maybe a garage has been converted or an addition has been made to it, but this is a very nice project home. Beautiful finishes. This is the level that we should aspire to resell our house at. And then you still have the garage. This was the original home, and here's where the expansion happens, folks. You see the bathroom, dining area, kitchen, family room. You have to have a master and look, it becomes the primary. All of these houses, I'm gonna finish this video here, guys, because I'm running out of space and I know what can happen. All of these homes were originally built as bedroom, bathroom. This would be considered the master bedroom, and this would be the end of the home. Some of them added a family room, and eventually some of them came with a garage or built afterwards. So In this case, we have that primary build in the back, which is what I've been advertising to everyone. So now the new resale is at 1490 square foot, which is what I've been telling everybody, that helps you make so much money, you know, because now you're selling 1490. Let's see if there's a history on this house. Oh, good gracious, yes. Okay, folks, this is the reason why I have to make these videos. This is what the house looked like back in the day, and whoever purchased this home listed it at 389. They bought it at 360, which is 266 a square footage. So I keep telling you, the purchase price in this neighborhood should be around 275 or under. There you go. So they look, bought at 1350, sold at 1490. So, you know, I'm gonna leave it here. I can find plenty of examples like this. Plenty of examples. This was 2024. But, you know, it's a matter of you. All right, let's do it again, guys. Here's another house listed at 600, sold for 585. The actual cost of the square footage is $400 a square foot. Let's look into it. Should be nicely remodeled, corner lot, right? This is just a knowledgeable investor. All right, sold 4 days in the market. It sold in November, which is a pretty bad timeline to list your house. And if we look at the history here, look, somebody got it at 400K, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, but they knew, hey, I'm buying it at 1433 and I'm reselling it at 1433. So they didn't go through an expansion on this one. All right. But they bought at 296 per square foot, 296 per square foot in 2024. And then that same year, later on, they bought it in October, in August. They sold it in November for 585. I mean, guys, I really cannot stress enough that if you are doubting that this neighborhood can have a resale value over 550, if you're doubting that $400 a square foot is too much for this neighborhood, then you're missing out. And this is distant heights. I mean, we're not even talking about more areas. Look, there's more areas where you can get the exact same results. Now, some of these houses, of course, are gonna be in the millions, right, on this search, as I have it set. So maybe if I do 500 to 700K, because, you know, if you're gonna be selling this for more than $700,000, who knows what you have to pay to get into that market. And some of us don't have the ability. But these are all areas where you could potentially have a bank approve the resale value. And I'll finish by saying the best being these northern historical area of downtown, the actual historical Kenwood area, and southern Gulfport. They're not popping up here right now, but believe me, they're pretty good over there. As long as you're not in a flood zone. I'm out, guys. God bless you. I hope you like this video. If you're not investing after this, and I don't know what else to do. God bless you. Bye-bye. I know this was a very long video, so I hope you stayed around, because I'm struggling to get this through with you guys, to explain this information, to show you that all of these houses are gonna be great deals for you to jump in, especially now that we're going to head into lower interest rate season. And when that happens, this is not gonna be a buyer's market anymore. I'm telling you right now, these houses are not gonna be at that same price. You saw the comparables, and those comparables are gonna be used by smart people who know how appraisals work. And I know that if you're watching this video, it's because you're a very smart person. But listen, bottom line is, like, subscribe. If you have questions, you can reach out. The resale cost, the resale of these houses is by far around the $400, if not more. You just got to do a good job, especially if you can add more square footage for your house. You shouldn't be concerned about paying anywhere around $270 square foot for any of these houses. And if you have any more questions, once again, make sure that you reach out. May God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. And all right, bye-bye.